And after about an hour's worth of break, welcome back to the World Super Touring Championship, Race 2, Round 7, reverse grid time, Fisichella on pole, and we should be in for some excitement here as the dominating BMW was placed at the midfield now. Adrian Michael Rees once again with Christian Shepherd, and off the line they go. Fisichella with and the other front wheel drive Duma into turn 1.
Fisichella looked like he had a bit of a poor start there with Swinny now looking at third place.
Already.
Yeah, Gasho just could not get off the line himself. Ooh,
Hello.
That was. Oh, I bet he had flashbacks all the way to Red Bull Ring there, didn't he?
Where he completely lost it. Thankfully, I don't think that was local knowledge. That was just muscle memory, making sure it's pointing in the right direction. Still got third as they swarm through Surtees and McLaren.
These Siroccos don't do well when they're in traffic, as it turns out, so can't help but think we're not going to see them go too far up.
Traffic jam as we complete the first lap.
Jason Thompson still happily in 6th place there.
Rydell having scraping outside of the top 10.
Lots Civic ahead of the BMW though. Yeah. And apparently ahead of one of the V-dubs.
Yep, Webber didn't get the best of starts, but what you expect in a traffic jam on a short circuit such as this. Yep.
That's a naughty move there from Wirtz.
Once again, still facing in the right direction, so should be minor panel damage to look at later. Webber round the outside, through to the inside of McLaren and Clark and clearways. But here's Wirtz.
Sirocco just launches around the outside.
I think we're locked into this for the 22 laps. This traffic jam. And Swinnerton. What have we missed? Look at this. Local boy, last in race 1 to 7th to 6th. He's now in the lead. We got a replay. Here we go. He's from the outside of Duma like he did in race 1 and down the inside. Fisichella did not expect that to a degree. Had to make some room, and therefore
Fisichella was
holding a new leader.
Yeah, Fisichella was holding Dumas. I don't think Fisichella was sandbagging. I think he just generally doesn't have the pace here. And it's caused Swinnerton to take the lead. Fisichella making a dive there on the inside. Not quite pulling it off. As we now go back to what we were looking at before. Unfortunately, Rydell has fallen behind both Siroccos again.
So we've got one group already, the front runners starting to break off from this particular traffic jam.
He's back! Ricard Rydell, my apologies. Felix Rydell. I seem to get those two mixed up.
Suarez, Biff and Barge. Suarez trying to fend off Rydell there, but we've got another potential round the outside of Surtees.
Oh, I do love the Rydell family there. I do apologise if I sound a bit more.
A lot of drivers are discovering
them.
I think what people are picking up on is what Swinnerton discovered during race 1, and they're starting to notice that if you get enough of a performance around the outside of Surtees, you've got some golden opportunities to get down the inside of the next 2 turns then, and therefore this pack is still very much in one piece. Suarez still trying to say, where are you going, Felix? Get back here. I want 8th. In fact, I want 1st still, but 8th will do for now. Oh, and there's Webber with a wobble. Butcher might
nice
have...
Webber wobble.
Webber wobble.
Webber wobble.
Palou, Wickens, Biffle, E-Day behind Biffle.
Palou is usually where Camish is. Camish is there right at the back of the current queue at the moment. Swin still currently leads, just as an FYI. Fisichella has not managed to get back at them just yet, as we're on board to Camish, who is really struggling in this Ford behind what I can only describe as probably a leisurely drive there from Nielsen.
Yeah, he's kind of phoning it in now.
Leisurely drive, he's just went and overtook Aiello into Druids there. Nicely
might
done.
also be on a leisurely drive if that engine is still playing up. Obviously, he was stuck back here, whether he liked it or not somehow. Camish, though, we did ask the question a couple of races ago about his commitment, but obviously he's
Fisichella's down
local
to
to this circuit as
third.
well. Fisichella is down to third as
Yeah, he
Dumas.
really wasn't sandbagging. He is absolutely struggling here.
And Schneider, having got third place, is now looking at another podium here too. So BMW, we're going to be very happy with this, despite may not be able to get, unless they do, of course, get another win here. We've not seen many back-to-backs this season, obviously.
Yeah, Rydell's challenging Thompson. 90s touring cars just feeling all over again. It's just a shame that it's not a Volvo there, but being a Civic.
I mean, one of them is in the right colour scheme, not necessarily in the right order. Suarez still in ninth with his team upwards behind him. They'll be on for a decent haul of points in the 1 and 2 cars. It just depends if they can keep hold of those numbers by the end of the season. Swinnerton still leads. Dumas second, Fisichella third, Schneider fourth. And I think it is beginning to calm down now, but remember, new batch of tyres, new batch of tyre management.
Maybe make a look on the inside there, Dumas. Not pulled it off, but definitely.
Yeah, it's the gap is still there, of course.
Yeah. Dumas has got to be feeling quite good now in second. Probably doesn't feel too happy that another privateer is sitting ahead of him at the moment, but
yeah, he's probably been the only one that's close so far to Swinnerton's privateer lead, because the other teams, the 3M4, the Tamiya Hondas, are still holding up the back of the pack, shall we say, in the points.
I wouldn't say that Rydell's holding up. He's attacking Thompson at the moment.
Right now, yeah. Rydell, despite being Swedish, knows Brands Hatch like the back of his hand.
Probably watched his dad racing quite a few.
There's a slight scar on his finger. Gasho gaining on the front wheel drive pack ahead. Wittmann has slipped to 6th now. And the other front wheel drives perhaps start to make. Oh, here goes.
Yeah, here goes
Schneider.
Yeah.
And Fisichella's trying to. That position has been lost. So there goes Schneider.
Not yet. Now it has.
Around the outside of Druids, maybe not, but Gasho is about to say hello.
Not quite.
Most dangerous way possible, almost. Thankfully not. But around the outside of Graham Hill, are you kidding? No. Hold off of that. We're about to reach the halfway point.
Gasho definitely doing well in the wood sculler with the front wheel drives. I mean, as much as Sirocco's were ahead in the first race. And good consistency here for him. Rydell definitely seems quicker in one sector of this track than Thompson, and then it slips away.
Either way, it's a decent points haul for another privateer driver.
Indeed. I wonder where his teammate currently is at the moment. I assume he'd be still quite far down the grid.
Well,
or the pecking order. Looks to be about, what, 17th there?
There he is. I was expecting to be the last of the pack, but that is Kamish.
Yeah.
Still in the forward there.
Nielsen and Kobayashi. It's almost a mirror move further up the grid with Rydell and Thompson at the moment. Kamish is just
Checked
not
out.
working for them. Yeah.
Something, well,
Ford's not happy here at Brands Hatch as it would look to be, seeing where all four of them are currently.
there is prize money for 20th. You'd be surprised, that's why there's no harm in him still keeping going. But as we're halfway through, and you can see that he is almost half the track distance away from the leaders, whether he's going to be a potential threat to hold up the likes of Swinnerton and Schneider as they complete their lap. And there's Duma. Schneider has gone ahead of Duma.
Wasn't a BMW switcheroo. That really was a well-earned move there for Schneider.
And what we completely overlooked is that Rydell has got the fastest lap now. So those tyres, track knowledge, paying dividends for the Tamiya Privateer Honda.
Yeah, as commentators, we really shouldn't pick
Now-
sides, of course. Thompson just went quickest with a
Yep.
48. Oh,
The
Wickens
locals-
just went quickest too.
Yep. He's got track knowledge as well. So it's just a shame that they're trying to pull these out of the bag now. But then again,
Wickens, you
that was
better go the inside, not through not through below. Oh dear,
did.
someone's got better tyres.
either could easily pick up the pieces with stuff like that.
Indeed. Yeah, like I say, we don't usually have favourites as commentators, of course, but I do have a love for the Rydell family.
Gasho, fifth.
Whitman's fallen to the clutches of Thompson and Rydell at the moment, and to an extent, I believe Suarez as well.
We've got a decent traffic jam here. Suarez is ninth. We're still in 10th.
You having a bit of yawn there, my good man? Is it getting a bit late for you?
Got a lisp.
Nah, is that what it is?
It certainly do.
It certainly do.
Swinnerton's to lead. Schneider up to second, Dumas third. What we've missed out on was a privateer 1-2 for a time, which very rare these days in the World Super Touring Championship.
Yeah, one does wonder if Snyder's now just going to reel in Swin. Moment, the gap's still decent, although
There are still
definitely
laps
closer.
to go. There are still
Yes,
mistakes
indeed.
to be made.
Are you trying to say that Swin's going to make a mistake, or?
Who's to say Schneider couldn't? Who's to say Dumas couldn't make a mistake? Who's to say any of them? They are doing their best. Well, except for Kamish for some reason. He's still just making up the number of last place people.
Here's a
Of
question
those that are in
for you.
20th.
As we're commentating here on these cars, do you reckon there's an advantage to the paddle gearbox as opposed to the stick one that we see in some of the cars?
Fractions of a second in gear shift. Obviously the
Maybe.
tech is there, the money development is there, and of course the organisers do try their best to make sure there's parity. Gasho down the inside of Fisichella. Job done to a degree.
Yeah,
Job
completely done.
sealed. Dumas still
Dumas.
trying to give
That's a late
Schneider a
move.
bit of a wake-up call. So Swinnerton might still be a bit more comfortable with the remaining laps if that particular battle between Privateer and Factory Bimmers could leave us with a sector gap between Swinnerton and Gasho in fourth, potentially second if these two don't behave themselves.
Yeah, Rydell slightly falling off Thompson now at the moment. Probably pushed his tyres just a little too hard. They would go towards Verts, dropping off from Suarez at the moment.
The added bonus of a stick shift, of course, is you can skip gears just by going into a braking area, fourth to second in one move, rather than having to bash up or down.
You would have thought Webber would have managed to get through a few of the cars himself at the moment, but just does not seem to be able to pick up the pace again. He's been stopped behind Verts this entire race.
I think the celebration was needed, but the focus obviously should have been there for this race. The points definitely are, however much of a handful they may be.
Can't imagine BMW are asking him to take it easy during this race, can you?
To make up for the first half of the season, most certainly. Schneider seems to be
think so?
on the ball with that,
Hmm.
because they have got 3 and
Just
4
lost out there.
on their cars
Thought
down the
Webber was
inside. Yep. Around the
Oh,
outside of Graham Hill.
outside,
Brace
that's-
yourself. Oh, works with the wobble as well. Butcher
Here comes Butcher.
looking to capitalise.
Oh.
He's down the inside of circuits already, but then What have we learned so far about round the outside? Okay, so Webber didn't get that back. Butcher down the inside of it, maybe, no.
Oh, Butcher, if he manages to get a bit of pace here.
Now his
Oh,
car,
no.
managing
Sirocco,
to get the
look
tyres.
at it go.
Power, VW power.
That's it, check your
So
mirrors there, Butcher. Webber's all over you.
We've seen a lot of that throughout the early laps. That entire traffic jam. We've still got a certain percentage of that traffic jam right in front of us right now. Wickens, 14th.
Yeah, we keep seeing Wickens going for a move at Druids, but very late. It's almost like he keeps colliding into the back of him. Back of Palou, that is.
With Palou still a rookie, you know, maybe Wickens is still not used to being behind Palou, and this is the race it happens.
Yeah, seemed to be the case. Biffle and Edade's a bit further back. Oh, sorry, Biffle just a bit further back there. Edade's actually quite close.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, we'll have a look into this. Hopefully we'll get an on board. Oh, I guess not. There we go.
So breaking here for 13th position.
Seems to have like the better brakes, but just doesn't want to seem to go for a move. Very odd. I wonder if that's. Hopefully that's not out of respect to the manufacturer itself. Now
So with almost
under attack. Oh wait, hang on, we just missed something here. But Butcher's now past Bert.
Yep, that would have been around the Graham Hill.
Yeah.
Cern. Druids, Graham Hill, perhaps. Once we were focusing on the Palou battle, the two Fords. But with 3 laps to go, you can see that Swinnerton and Schneider and Dumas are in one pack. But you can see on the track map that Camish is set perhaps to actually cause some potential mayhem, because they're almost on the same piece of terrain.
Oh,
Same piece of real
Schneider.
estate. Speaking of real estate, Schneider with a bit of a wobble out of Graham Hill. Dumas once again looking to capitalise. So is. Will there be a slight down the inside? We've seen it before so many times. Bit of a tap there. Schneider wide, but still ahead. BMW been very generous to the privateer team, especially last season when Webber did so well in this car ahead of the factory effort last year.
Yeah.
And
We
they're
trickle
still-
down. There'll be trickle down upgrades as well. So Dumas is probably.
Speaking of upgrades,
just give him a nice little. I want to get to second. Nah, it's not quite. Oh, that's what keeps happening then. So Dumas must seem to get like a good run into Druids, and then Schneider will just close the door going into Graham Hill.
given the form book what we're seeing today, we might be in for some extra detail. I do not want to spoil that for the time being because of what we're seeing right now. Swinnerton still leads. We've got a BMW battle behind him as we go into the final lap. As the sun begins to set around Brands Hatch, the crowd are very pleased with what they're seeing right now. Local effort, privateer effort. We've seen them in the midfield so many times with their own grief. Even though they are the best privateer performing team in the pack, this is the icing on the cake for the entire season of the Mazda team. What a day. What a day.
Let's wait till he's on the straight.
We're almost there. Come on.
Commentator's curse,
Come on.
remember. We're aware of this.
The curse is lifted. It has to be. There's no way that Swinnerton, foot to the floor, crossing the line at home. It's done. Swinnerton has won at Brands Hatch ahead of a lot of the Goliaths behind him. BMW, Renault, Ford, Volkswagen. I can't speak. We're so thrilled. I'm delighted. I'd like to think you're delighted as well, Christian, with the local performance. Even though we're meant to be kind of neutral in this. This has been such an exciting day. But what do we do? What do we do here, Camish? Not even bothered with the world feeds. We'll just job done. Oh my days! And I think I didn't want to jinx it, but we were going to say the director was like, "Let's get him up here. Let's get him up here. We'll get him up here in about a few moments' time, because he has to get out of the car and all that." In fact, I think we're patching in to him as he has crossed the line. I think we're going to be pit to car radio here for the first time in the series. Swinny, are you there?
Hello.
Very well done indeed. I'd like to think you're very pleased with that.
Oh, like 100%. I've grown up around this track. I know it like the back of my hand, and I noticed where where the other cars were weak, where I was strong, and I was able to capitalize on that. I dare say you saw that a couple of times going around.
Oh, we saw that in race one.
McLaren, yeah.
Race one, that was very prevalent, and I think a lot of the other drivers kind of caught on to that for race two. Obviously, we didn't see you do that in race one because there was no one in front of you to do that. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure. No, this is such a mega win for us. Like, we're not, we don't have the funding of a lot of the teams around us, and we don't have the sponsorship of a lot of the teams around us, nor the manufacturer backing. So this is huge. This is going to go such a long way for us.
Well, that leads
Dare
me
I
to my
say
question,
that?
then.
Yeah, go on,
That
Christian.
leads me to my question then. With there's rumours that you're going to be the team principal for Mazda, as they'll be stepping in to take over the team. You'll have 2 new drivers.
Jury's still out on that one. I can't really say one way or the other. We're definitely in talks with people and various parties about what we're going to do for next season. I mean, I tell you, the thing I can give you that's the practically the definite is I won't be in the car next year, and I will be taking more of a team manager role.
That's a first.
But we do have a very what's the word I'm looking for here? Bright young
Promising?
prospect. Yeah, that's the one. Waiting in the wings for us. He did the tour of the factory last week. Actually, I'm looking forward to announcing him.
Is that going to be potentially a new car? You're going to have to stick with the current one that you have at the moment.
Not a clue on that one. I'll be real with you.
Now, whilst you're in the car there, I mean, I'm looking at the standings now. We'll get to the top of the standings shortly, but with that win and the points pertinent to the Privateer Championship, I think, give or take an absolute disaster, knowing that you'll be able to finish each round, you were probably not going to get caught for the Privateer Championship.
Well, here's hoping, but we are going to the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and that's a bit of a bogey circuit for me. So I'm gonna
well done.
Here's hoping, but very much never say never.
Have you had any track experience in that car with that circuit?
Track, yes. With this car, not so much. We need to go and book a test session around there ASAP.
Swinny, I'll let you get onto the podium, get out of the car. Congratulations, man. Good on you.
Yep, cheers.
And before we end the feed, I need to look at the top 10 of the standings. Wittmann is now still leading the championship in the Alpha. We've got Nico Wirtz in second with Fisichella in third. So it's 179 points for Wittmann, 166 for Wirtz, Fisichella with 150. Then we've got the two Renaults, Aiello and Gasho. Aiello with a dog of a weekend, still managed to get fourth place in the standings with 2 rounds to go. 142 points, Gasho 137. So they're looking decent for constructor points. Behind that, BMW, Sophia Schneider 129 points, and along with Weber's 117, which puts him into the top 10. BMW are creeping into a fairly decent constructors position despite the disaster of a season they had so far. But in between Schneider on 129 and Weber on 117, we've got Thompson on 129 points as well. Palou 121 in the Ford, Suarez 119 in the Volkswagen. So whilst we do see panning shots of the full layout, which we did not visit this time around, we'll see what the World Super Touring Car Championship can do around here, perhaps in future. Christian, your thoughts on the weekend?
It's, like I say, unusual for what we've been seeing so far. It's always a nice change of pace. Hopefully we'll see that again at the Nordschleife.
So hopefully we'll see the locals crowd the podium. whilst they still hover around the track there. What a weekend, what a day. What a day for Swinnerton, what a day for the World Super Touring Car Championship. I've been Adrian Michael.
Sorry, Fuji next. My apologies.
Fuji is next.
Yeah,
Swinnerton was keen to point out it was the title decider at the Nordschleife, but obviously local excitement has took over
here. Yeah,
local excitement and all that. But yeah, what a day, what a weekend. Good racing, everyone, on behalf of Adrian Michael Rees and Christian Shepherd. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.